Hi guys, and welcome to this Pick a Card Tarot reading where we're going to be looking at the question, should you wait or should you move on? This could be about a relationship, a person, or it could also be about a situation, because I know that myself, with the quarantine situation, I had a lot of plans or like dreams or, things that I thought I would do or would accomplish that now I'm like not so sure is going to be possible with everything that's going on. So I'm kind of wondering, like, should I keep trying to pursue these things, or is it kind of just time to move on to something else? I also want to clarify that when I say wait, I don't mean like just sit around and literally do nothing and wait for this person or this relationship to come to you, because A, absolutely nothing is worth putting your life on hold like that for, and B, that kind of energy is not going to help you attract or manifest this thing, this relationship, this person, this situation, this job. When I say wait, I mean more like, is there a hope? Is there like, should you keep hoping and trying to manifest this, or is it time to move on to something better? If you think about, like, for example, if you broke up with someone and that person tried to get back with you and they were the exact same way that they were when you broke up with them, you probably wouldn't want them back, because there's a reason that you dumped them. There's a reason that you're not together anymore. And so if you kind of like just stay in that same energy that you were when that relationship ended, like you wait and you just literally like you change nothing, it's going to be hard for that to move forward again in the future. Same with like a job. If you don't grow and develop and get more experience, it's going to be hard, to attract something new. So again, when I say wait, I don't mean like just sit around and mope and think about this person and like hope they're going to come back. Like, make sure that you're enjoying your life, you're going out, you're meeting people, maybe not going out right now if you're watching this during quarantine, but you're still like enjoying your life and things like that. I don't mean like wait and put your life on hold. That's not the message that I'm trying to give. I just wanted to kind of clarify that, because I thought that might be a message that someone needs to hear. But that being said, we have 4 piles to choose from today. Again, the question is, should you wait or should you continue to have hope and try to manifest this situation, or is it time to kind of move on towards other things? Pile 1 is the Apparition Tarot with this really pretty, almost black smoky quartz cluster. I haven't used this deck in such a long time, so I'm really excited to use it in this video. Pile 2 is a nameless tarot deck I got on Etsy with a piece of, it's a labradorite palm stone. I don't know if you guys can really see the different colors in it, but it's really pretty. It reminds me of that TV show, A Dragon's Tale, if you guys ever watched that. I think that's what it's called. When they had like dragons and they would like read, I think. I don't really remember. But that is pile 2. Pile 3 is the Kitty Kahane Tarot with a piece of citrine, one of my favorite stones right now. And pile 4 is the Ethereal Visions Tarot, which was sent to me by Elizabeth. Thank you again, Elizabeth, as well as this amethyst cluster. So if you need some time, feel free to pause the video, see which deck is calling to you. If you're having a hard time choosing, sometimes I like to pause the video and do something else, like text a friend or like go on Twitter or just like do something, and then come back and see what immediately my eye is drawn to and see if there's a message for me there. But do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so not everything is going to apply to you in your situation. There may be a message here for you, there may not be. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So I will leave the timestamps for each pile in the description. You can go ahead and jump to whichever pile is calling to you, and I will see you at the timestamp. Hi guys, if you chose pile number 1 or the really pretty smoky quartz with the Apparition Tarot, then welcome. This reading is for you. Let's take a look and see if you should wait or, maintain hope for the situation, or if it's time to move on towards something new. While I'm getting the card situation, I did quickly want to mention that I do offer private readings if you're interested. The link's in the description box below. We invite any ancestors, any spirit guides, any positive energies that want to communicate with us about everyone that chose pile 1. So please communicate in the most effective and concise way possible so that we can get the most accurate and helpful reading for everyone that chose pile 1 that we can. And we're asking, should pile 1 maintain hope for this situation, for this relationship, or is it time for them to move on? I'm just going to move this cable out of the way because it's bothering me. Okay, you guys have the 9 of Wands. Is there still hope for pile 1, or is it time to move on? We have the Page of Pentacles. You have the Queen of Wands. And let's get one more card. And you have the Moon. And the bottom of the deck is the Death card. It came out reversed, but I don't normally read this deck in reverse, so there is the Death card. Okay. So the very first thing that's coming through here is that this is something that means a lot to you guys with the Nine of Wands and the Queen of Wands. This is something that you are really passionate about, something that you care a lot about. With the Page of Pentacles, for some of you, not for all of you, but for some of you, this is like a childhood dream, or this is like someone that you've been wanting for a really long time, like since childhood, someone that you've known for a really long time. Like, this is just something that means a lot to you. And with that Death reverse, it's like this is something that you've held on to for a long time. Like, this is not, or even if like with the Page of Pentacles and like the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Wands, it's like this could even be something like, for example, if it's a love thing, this is something like you've wanted love for a really long time. Maybe this person you just met, but you're convinced that this is like the person you've been looking for, that kind of energy. So the very first thing I'm seeing is that this is something that is causing you a lot of anxiety because you care so much and so passionately about it. I'm going to pull some oracle cards first here, because with the Moon, what that is telling me is that, well, you can see on this card there's all of these different doors. So there's lots of different possibilities here. The Moon often indicates that there's something that you don't know in the situation, like there's secrets, there's stuff kind of going on, again, behind closed doors. So I'm going to pull, this is the Angel Answers Oracle deck. I'm going to pull some cards from here. If you hear anything in the background, I apologize. It's my family. Okay, you guys have within the next few months. Should pile one move on from this person, this situation? You have meditation brings answers. Let's get one more from this deck first. And then you have reconsider, but this came out in reverse again. Again, I don't read this deck normally in reverse, but okay, so one thing that did kind of come out while I was shuffling, something that I thought is, again, this means a lot to you guys. And so I almost feel like it's not really my place to tell you to move on or not here, because this means so much to you. It's like me as an outsider, I can't know what's worth it to you to move on or not, if that makes sense. Like with the Moon, again, there's a lot of different possibilities here. Like things could go different ways. There's things that are happening behind the scenes, and because you have the Moon, it's like you're not quite meant to know yet. And so I know this is it sounds kind of cheesy, but it's like only you can decide if this is something that you want to maintain. One thing that I will tell you with the Nine of Wands and the Death reversed is that if you want this to happen, you kind of have to change your tactics a little bit. It's like if you want a new outcome, you can't keep doing the same old thing. And that's kind of what I'm seeing with the reconsider and the meditation brings answers. Even within the next few months cards, it's like you're going to be getting answers soon. You're going to be getting clarification. But it's like for you guys, I cannot really tell you if it's worth it or not for you to maintain this, because this is something that you've wanted so deeply and you care so much about it. It's not even really my place to tell you give up on this dream, or like, stop caring about this, because it means so much to you guys. And it's like the answer, like you guys know within you whether or not this is something that is worth it for you to continue and to pursue. However, with the reconsider and the death reverse, kind of half and a half, is that if you want this to come to fruition, like there's a reason why it hasn't come to fruition yet. And it could be a little bit because of the way that you're thinking about the situation or the way that you're acting right now. With the Moon here, it's like there's so many doors, but they're all closed. And I kind of feel like they're closed because of you in a way. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but it's like you're blocking this somehow. It's like you for some reason, maybe it's like you've wanted this for so long and it hasn't happened yet. So in your head, you're like, this is just never going to happen. And our thoughts really do co-create our reality. You can look into Hermetic principles, the law of attraction, things like that. But even if you're not into spirituality like that, it makes sense because our thoughts influence our behavior. For example, I use this example every time that I bring this up, but if you think you're not going to get into Harvard, you're not going to apply to Harvard, and then you're not going to get in because you didn't apply. So it's the same thing here. It's like maybe you would have gotten in, but because you didn't think you would, that door remains closed because you never tried to open it. And I think that's kind of the energy here. It's like you're not taking chances that maybe are presented to you, or maybe that, like, if you tried to do something here, like if you applied for that job, or if you added your crush on social media, or like, you know, there's like things that you could be doing here that you think aren't helpful, or because you think that this isn't going to happen, you're not seeing these opportunities and they're going unanswered. So again, with the meditation brings answers. It's like going within and kind of fixing how you think about this is going to be helpful. Again, because you care so much about this, I feel like there's a lot of anxiety around this, or a lot of, for a lot of you, it feels like a lot of insecurity, or feelings like you're not good enough for this, or it's never going to come to you, it's never going to happen, like you should just give up. But at the same time, you can't give up because you care so much, you feel this connection. And again, that's why I can't tell you, even if I told you to give up on this, like you wouldn't, because it means so much to you. Do you know what I mean? And so for it to actually come to you, you have to kind of reconsider how you're thinking about this, how you're seeing this. You have to kind of go through that transformation here and realize that there are possibilities for this to happen. There's always the possibility for anything to happen. And so kind of changing your mindset here and shifting towards a more positive viewpoint is going to be helpful. I also think maybe shifting your mindset to being grateful, even just that this is in your life, which I know sometimes can be, I don't know, like kind of hard to do, but it's like maybe an ex, like being grateful. Like, I'm so glad that I had even that 1 year with them. They taught me so much, and I wouldn't be the person that I am today without them. So even if I don't see them again, I'm grateful for the opportunity. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of energy, kind of trying to shift from like this anxious, why don't I have this energy, towards like, well, at least there's the like at least the door, even if the door is closed, there's a door, you know, there's still an opportunity, there's still something there for me. And trying to shift towards that grateful, positive mindset is going to be helpful here. Also, what I think is going to be helpful for you guys is detaching a little bit, because with manifestation, one thing that is normally helpful is kind of letting the thing go once you want it. So if you constantly think about it and you constantly are like, well, why don't I have it yet? I'm like, I want it, I want it, I want it. The universe only knows how to say yes. And so if you keep saying, I want, why don't I have this? Why don't I have this? It's going to say, yes, you don't have it. And it's going to keep you in that lack mindset. So again, trying to kind of detach a little bit, go within with that meditation, try to kind of, again, I know this means a lot to you, and this feels like whatever you're asking about, it's very important. But trying to just like detach a little bit and say, okay, you know, there's other opportunities for me. Even if this particular thing doesn't work out, there's other opportunities for me, and I just have to trust that the best one is going to come through. Because I am seeing, even if this doesn't work out, you have other options. You have other people, other jobs, other avenues that you could pursue that would bring you just as much happiness as you think that this would. So even if this doesn't work out, and again, I'm not saying that it won't, but even if it doesn't, like just kind of shifting your mindset from like, this is the one and only person, this is the one and only thing, and being like, you know what, I really would like this, and if it comes to me, I'd be extremely happy, but I'm also open to other potential opportunities. I do think that within the next few months, you're going to see some developments here. Again, only you can really know if it's worth it for you to continue this connection, this situation, or not. But within the next few months, you are going to have some clarification and insight within you as to whether or not this is something that you would like to pursue or not. So I'm going to pull you 2 cards from the Iris Oracle deck, just some final words of advice or guidance. I got this deck recently, and I've had a little bit of a hard time, not like a hard time reading with it, but I have a hard time reading with it without the guidebook. So I'm going to be reading from the guidebook for you, kind of cheating, but I like this deck a lot, and I wanted to use it, and I just felt like, you know, if I need to use the guidebook, I need to use the guidebook. Okay, the cards that came out for you guys are Stay Back, and Restlessness. So I'm going to read you Stay Back. It says, "It seems that we are taught to openly let others enter and leave our space as they feel. It is not your obligation to give others what they want from you just because they want it. We need boundaries. At any time, we are each doing the deep and transformative work that we cross in our paths. The desires to love and give are gifts, and to have those gifts can honor so many who are part of your life. However, let us not be taken just for our tenderness. We all have venom. It helps protect us, especially during deep times of transition. Don't be afraid to use your venom to keep others at arm's length. The perception that your presence is for people to experience as they please is not right, and you have the ability to bite." So what I'm seeing here is that if you are in a connection with someone and this person is kind of using you or not giving you what you want, kind of like that fuckboy mentality, I would say kind of take some time to distance yourself and think about what you really want here. So you don't have to keep going back to them. You don't have to, maybe like just take a little bit of a break and see, okay, take some time to reconsider. Is this really what I want to do? Is this really where I want to be? Same with like a job. If you have a boss that's asking you all the time to come in and do things, maybe try to set up some boundaries just a few times and take some time to consider, is this something that I really want to do? Is this really the path I want to be on? But again, another message here is detaching is going to be helpful for you to manifest. Just detaching in general and setting up some boundaries is going to be helpful for you here. And restlessness says, "How do the hours, minutes, seconds pass? Watching, crawling inside, waiting for something to happen, waiting for a change. Pent-up energy has been working your mind hard. It's hard to leave a state of restlessness. Maybe you just need to go through it. You won't be here forever." So again, that with a death card, what I'm seeing is that transforming your mind, again, if you're in this 9 of Wands, restless, where like you just think about this all the time and you want it, trying to kind of detach from that and say, okay, I'm not always going to feel like this, and trying to think of ways you can kind of get out of that. Again, detach yourself a little bit from this. It's going to be really helpful for you. So again, in terms of if you should move on, that's up to you. I do think you should detach yourself a little bit from this. Realize that you have other opportunities. You have other things that are being presented to you, that this is not the one and only thing that will ever make you happy. I do think it's something that you care a lot about. So it's worthwhile for you to go within and take some time to really consider what it is that you want, if it's worth this anxiety, and also to really work on your mindset here. That's the biggest thing. That's the reason why it's not coming to you right now, is because you are kind of blocking yourself in some ways. So really trying to shift and transform your mindset is going to be super, super important here. And if you do that, there could be some significant change happening within the next few months. But that's what I'm seeing for those of you that chose pile 1. I hope that was interesting or provided clarity or insight. If it did resonate, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. It helps out my channel. So once again, thank you for watching and have a great day. Hi guys, if you chose pile 2 or the labradorite palm stone with this deck from Etsy, then welcome. This reading is for you. Let's take a look and see if you should wait or maintain hope for the situation, this connection, or if it's time to move on to bigger and better things. I do want to really quickly say that I do offer private readings. If you're interested, the link is in the description box below. We invite any ancestors, any spirit guides, any positive energies that want to communicate with us about everyone that chose pile 2 to please communicate in the most effective and concise way possible, so that we can get the most accurate and helpful reading for everyone that chose pile 2 that we can. I also want to say to these positive energies that I will not be reading reversals for this deck, so anything that comes out I will be reading upright. So should pile 2 maintain hope for the situation, for this connection, or is it time for pile 2 to move on to other things? I'm gonna shuffle and see if some cards pop out, but if nothing jumps out, then I will just pull some cards. Okay, we have the Chariot, we have the 3 of Swords. If it will go in here, we have the 3 of Swords, the 2 of Swords. And let's get one more card, please. Should pile 2 wait or maintain hope for the situation, or should they move on? And we have the Devil. The bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups. Okay, the very first thing that's coming through, and this will not resonate for all of you, but for some of you, I think that you're asking about a relationship. You do have 2 threes here, the Three of Swords and the Three of Cups. Whatever happened in the situation, you were dealing with someone who was a little bit selfish, a little bit egotistical, and there may have been a third-party situation. Whatever happened, though, there was a lot of heartbreak, and this person had a hard time settling down, being committed. They were always kind of hot and cold, or they were like between 2 things. They just couldn't kind of settle down, and it was, again, because they were quite selfish, and they put themselves first before everything. If you're asking about like a situation or something that's not love, I feel like you're asking about a situation that you put a lot of time and effort in, or you care a lot about, and you don't get that much in return. That's kind of the general energy of this, is that whatever you're asking about, again, if for a lot of you it feels like a person, like this is someone who, again, is very, I don't know if like selfish is the right word, but they put themselves first and foremost, and they care a lot about what they want and what they, like their hopes and dreams, and they don't care so much about what other people want or think or feel. Like they are the king of their castle, and they're going to do what they want, and if they have to kind of bulldoze over you to get there, then that's kind of your problem, and they don't care too much. So this feels like someone who, or this feels like a situation that's honestly not great for you. It's a person or a job or a situation that doesn't treat you properly or doesn't give you enough in return to what you give to it. So again, if it's like a job or a situation, it's just like you don't get recognition, or you don't get like the accolades that you should. And if it's a person, again, this person just really, like they don't care about your feelings so much. They really only care about what they want, and what they want, this person wants, is instant gratification. And if you aren't there to give them something right away, they don't really have a lot of problem turning to other people or turning to other sources to get that. This could be someone that likes to party as well. With the Devil and the Three of Cups, this could be someone that like might have issues with substances. Not everyone, of course, but again, this is someone that likes that instant gratification, and they're not super disciplined, I would say. I'm going to pull some cards from the Angel Answers Oracle cards just to get some more clarification on the situation. So the first card that came out is Communicate Clearly. What I'm hearing from that is that for a lot of you, this person or this thing has already communicated to you clearly what kind of person or what kind of situation this is, and you're hoping that they're going to change, and this person, at least in the present moment, is not going to change. This person or this situation has kind of already showed you their true colors, and again, you might be hoping that they are different, that they've changed, but they honestly have not at this point in time. The energy could always change in the future, but at this present moment when you're watching this, they haven't changed. Okay, you have Forgiveness. Let's get one more card. We also have No Need to Worry. So what I'm kind of seeing would almost be the most healthy thing for you guys, because again, for a lot of you, I feel like this is a person or a situation. I feel like this person did hurt you. I don't think that this person necessarily meant to hurt you. It's more that they just put themselves first and foremost. Like I keep saying, they care about their instant gratification, their instant pleasure. And if what they want in this very moment hurts you, then that is not really their problem. So what I think is kind of the best situation for you guys here is to forgive this person and kind of move on. With the No Need to Worry, what that's telling me is that you have something much better coming in the future, like a better job opportunity, a better relationship, like whatever this is does not treat you right. And it's better for you in the long run to say, okay, this person has shown me their true colors, this person has kind of showed me how they feel, what they think, and it's time for me to kind of forgive and move on because I have something new, something better coming in. I do feel like if you stay in this connection, or you like stay connected to this person, things aren't really going to change. It's kind of going to stay the same. There's not going to be a lot of development. There's not a lot of like character growth here. It's going to kind of stay in the present situation. So if you don't like where you are right now, things aren't going to get much better if you stick around. And again, things could change. The energy could shift in the future, but at least the way the energy is right now, this person has not changed and they do not plan on changing. So I think it's probably a little bit healthier for you to forgive. Like, don't hold any grudges. Just understand that this person, it's not that they mean to hurt you. It's that they're just not as evolved spiritually yet. Like, they really just care about satisfying the ego. And again, it's nothing against you. It's nothing to do with you. Like, this has nothing to do with your worth, your attractiveness, your capability, anything like that. This is all on this other person or this situation. This is not at all a reflection on you. And you have something better coming in the future. So just forgiving this person and then letting them go, letting them do their thing without you is going to be really beneficial for you. I'm going to pull you 2 cards from this deck. This is the Iris Oracle deck. I got this deck a while ago. I've been liking it, but I'm having kind of a hard time getting messages from it without reading from the guidebook. So I haven't been using it in videos a lot, but I really felt called to use it for this, and I thought, if I have to use the guidebook and cheat a little bit, then I have to do that. So I'm going to pull you 2 cards and see some final messages for you guys about this situation that you're asking about. So final advice or final insight for pile 2 on if they should move on, or just some final insight on this situation. Again, I'm going to wait for some cards to pop out, but if nothing comes out in a timely fashion, then I will pull some. Okay, there we go. Whenever I say that, they always come out. Okay, you guys have twin. And let's get one more card. Final message for pile 2 on whether they should maintain hope or move on from this connection. I'm going to shuffle. Okay, I'm just going to pull a card. And we have no one is yours but you. Okay, so I'm going to read you these messages from the book. Twin. You guys, I'm like literally blind, so I'm trying to read what number that is so I can find it. Okay. It says, there are many souls on this earth whom you have met in past lives. Some may call them soulmates, people you have relationships with again and again and again and again. The term soulmates has a super heteronormative connotation of your one and only monogamous partner who is with you together forever and ever. Your spirit does not adhere to gender structures. You could have been any number of people in a past life. Your best friend today could have been your brother, wife, neighbor, or daughter in a life before. I like to consider them twins. Twins because they hold a mirror up to your spirit where you can get a glimpse of your past in the waking day through your love for another. These are not just romantic partners, but all kinds of people or even animals. Like twins, they are not the same, but carry a sacred similarity. This card is in reference to a twin in your life or one you are about to meet. And no one is yours but you. It says, the feeling of needing to control and possess is part of what distances us from ourselves. We feel so much love for people in our lives, those who are always there for us, and the ones more transient. This card wants you to stop putting your worth and weight into the relationships around you. No one is yours. They can't be because they belong to themselves. Give love when you can, but know that at the end of the day, you are the only one who is truly yours. You're responsible for you, just you, because really that's all you have power to do. Being responsible for others might be a job or something you feel that you need to do, but you can only steer a person other than yourself so much. To fully recognize this is about you is to help others do the same. To put the focus back on your growth and path can help you see yourself more clearly and to feel the rewards of the labors you do for you. So again, what I'm really seeing here is that this is a time for you to kind of let this person be, and focus on yourself. Again, like this says, no one is yours. You can't control anyone. And I know that you want this to work out so badly, but the way the energy is right now, it's just not going to work out. So it's time for you to kind of focus on yourself, send this person off with love, but understand that you can't control them. You have no power over what they do, what they think, what they say, but also that they have no power over you. So again, what they do does not reflect on you. It doesn't reflect on your worth, on your love, your lovability, your ability to be loved. Like, what this person does or the situation does has no reflect on that for you. So just as you can't control them, don't let that control you, and don't let that make you feel bad or make you feel lesser than because of this. Again, with the 2 and the twin, for some of you, this is a really deep soul connection. This could be a twin flame for some of you, but for a lot of people, they don't end up with their twin flame because the twin flame is meant to inspire growth and development. And so I feel like what you're really being called to do right now is to say goodbye to this person, again, with love and forgiveness, but to kind of move on and focus on you. For others of you, I think, again, with the no need to worry in the twin, it's like you have something better coming. You have something new coming. It's like I said, you're about to meet someone. So if this really is the person you're meant to be with, then they'll come back, you know? Right now, you are not meant to focus your energy on this person. If they're really meant to come back, they'll come back later. But for a lot of you, you have a new person coming in that you will meet. So don't worry. Don't feel like this is the only chance you have to be happy or the only opportunity you have to be happy, because you have something that is so much better coming in. So that's what I'm seeing for those of you that chose pile 2. I hope that was helpful or provided clarity or insight. If it did resonate, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe because that helps out my channel. Once again, thank you for watching and have a great day. Hi guys, if you chose pile 3 or the Kitty Kahane Tarot with the citrine stone, then welcome. This reading is for you. Let's take a look and see if you should move on from this person, this situation, or if it's time to move on to bigger or better things. I think I basically just said the same thing twice, but hopefully you know where I'm coming from. I picked this pile 2, you guys, so I'm excited to see what message is here for all of us. Really quickly, before I get into the reading, I do just want to mention that I offer private readings. If you're interested, the link is in the description box below. We invite any ancestors, any spirit guides, any positive energies that want to communicate with us about everyone that chose pile 3 to please communicate in the most effective and concise way possible so that we can get the most accurate and helpful reading for pile 3 that we can. I also just want to say that I will not be reading any cards in reverse today, so any cards that come out I will be reading upright. Once again, we are asking, should pile 3 maintain hope, or is it time for pile 3 to move on to other things? I'm gonna wait for some cards to pop out, but if nothing pops out, then I'll just take some. Should pile 3 wait for the situation, or is it time to move on? Okay, you guys have the 2 of Cups. You guys have, you guys have the Page of Wands. You also have the Sun. Let's get one more card, please. Should pile 3 wait or move on? And we have the 2 of Wands. Okay, and the bottom of the deck is the Magician. Again, I'm only taking things upright, so it is upright. Okay. Okay, there is a lot of fire energy here with the Page of Wands, the Sun, and the 2 of Wands. There's a lot of passion here. Whatever you're asking about, this is something that makes you really excited or really just like excited and like exuberant. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're not asking, okay, there's like 2 things here. We do have the 2 of Cups and the 2 of Wands. So a lot of you are asking about a relationship, but there's also a lot of you that are asking about like a dream or a goal or like something that excites you that's not necessarily love. but that thing that you're asking about is going to lead you to love. So there's a lot of love here, and again, whether or not you're asking about love specifically, love is related to this reading for you guys for pile 3. So what I am seeing here, again, whatever you're asking about, like, this feels like your calling, like this feels like what you are meant to do, and like you know that you are meant to do this. If it's a person, I feel like you just feel this intense connection to them, and you know, like, that you just like feel this, like, you're just like, I have to have this person, this is like meant for me. And I think that this is saying that you have the capacity to do that. You have the capacity to make that happen. Again, it's confirming that this is, for whatever reason, you are meant to pursue this path. So if you're asking about a career, if you're asking about like a move, if you're asking about even like a crush, you're meant to pursue that thing. So even if it doesn't work out, like this, whatever happens on that path will lead you towards like the place that you need to go, if that makes any kind of sense. What's calling out to me is the sun here, because the sun it's watering this butterfly. But the very first thing I saw when I saw that was I thought of teardrops. So it makes me think, and also you have the Page of Wands and the Two of Wands, which are both kind of, they're like starter, like they're starting their journey. You also have the Magician here, which even though he's extremely powerful and has all that he needs, he's at the 1. So again, like there's a lot of like starting energy here. So it does feel like this could be a long path, whatever you're asking about. So if you're asking about a person, like this might not come super easily, but because you're so passionate about this, I don't think it's going to be hard for you to go through that. It's like you're so excited, it's going to be fun to go through this, if that makes sense. But do know that it might take some time, and there might be like some twists and turns along the way. You might go through a little bit of a difficult time, but that difficult time is going to lead you ultimately towards the sun. The sun, to me, is the happiest card in the deck. You guys have an insane amount of really positive cards here. The Two of Cups, the Sun, even the Magician, like you have the ability to make exactly what you want to happen. Like whatever you're asking about, imagine like your wildest dream of that thing. So if you're asking about like a job, imagine you like as the CEO of that company, or like what like your like dream job type of situation. If you're asking about a person, imagine like the two of you together for a really long time, whatever it might be. Like you have the capacity to make that happen. What's really calling to me here is that this is a call to action. Like if you are asking about a person, like this is a call to action to pursue that. You have the Page of Wands, which is a card of communication. So communicating with a person might be helpful. Communicating with a job might be helpful, like sending in job applications or trying to find someone in your field that you could talk to, something like that. But it feels like there's something that you can do, like there are tangible steps that you can take right now. And like this is really telling you to go forward and do it right now. Like don't put it off, don't wait, don't delay, don't think like, well, actually I need like one more day, I need a little bit more time. Like no, do it right now. As soon as you start watching this, like do the thing that you know you need to do to make this happen. I'm going to pull you some cards from the Angel Answers Oracle deck just to get some more information for if pile 3 should wait or move on. I also feel like some of you are going to get recognition for this because you have Leo and you have the Magician. It's like people are going to notice you for what you're doing in a positive way. You have look for a sign. For a lot of you, I feel like this is the sign. Like, again, I feel like you kind of, like, you had a feeling like this was something that you were meant to do. This was something that you were meant to, like, accomplish or achieve, or a person that you were meant to pursue. And this is a sign, like, yes, this is the right path. This is the thing that you should be doing. You have forgiveness. And you have helpful people. So again, with the helpful people, it's like make sure that you are utilizing all of your resources here. If you have friends that like know a crush, like maybe see if like they could help you out in some capacity. Again, if you know people in the field or you're trying to like get a job at someone's company, like don't be afraid to reach out and talk to that person, because that's going to help you. Like you guys have so much positive energy here. The universe wants you to pursue this thing. The universe wants you to go after this thing. Like this is what you are meant to do. And if you know someone, or like the universe is like giving you opportunities to go after this thing, and if you reach out and take those opportunities, you will be successful. With the Magician, the Page of Wands, helpful people, again, like look for a sign. The universe is like trying to be like, here, like have this thing, here's how you can have this thing. And if you just take those opportunities, you guys will be successful. I see all the time on here, people are like, oh, if I have to, like, I don't want to message him first, like that's too scary. And it's like, imagine if you could like spend your whole life with your soulmate just because you like added them on Instagram, or just because you like sent, hey, like what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's like, in the grand scheme of things, that's a really exciting, like, you know, it's a small price to pay for a really big reward. And even if it doesn't work out, think about it this way, like even if you send that DM and it doesn't go answered, or even if you send that DM and it doesn't go the way that you want, you're still going to gain confidence in yourself, so that the next time you see someone, you're going to be like, okay, you know what, I did that last time and it wasn't so bad, let me do it again. And then, you know, maybe that's the time that you meet your soulmate, you know? So it's just like, again, whatever this is, it's like you're starting out on this journey. This is the beginning. Like it's not going to happen immediately. Like you're starting out at something. So keep that in mind. But also keep in mind that if you're like scared here, I feel like whatever you're scared of is a small price to pay for like the immense happiness and reward that you're going to get from doing that thing. Again, the universe wants you to succeed here. And if you know anyone, or if you know people, like people are just going to be helpful for you here. So thinking about anyone that can help you in that field is going to be helpful. I'm going to pull you some final cards from the Iris Oracle deck. I got this deck recently and I really, really like it, but I do have kind of a hard time getting messages from it if I don't read the guidebook. So I'm going to be reading the guidebook for you. I felt really called to use this, and I haven't used this deck in a lot of readings, but I felt called to use it today, and I thought if I have to cheat and use the guidebook, then so be it. You know, that it is what it is. So I'm going to pull you 2 cards from this deck. Some final advice or insight. For pile 3, should they wait or move on? And I'm waiting for some cards to pop out, but if nothing does, then I will just pull some. I'm just gonna pull some. You guys have hiding. Let's get one more. And you guys have no one is yours but you. This came out in pile 2 as well. So I'm going to read you the messages from the book. You guys, I'm like blind, so I'm trying to see what number they are so I can look them up. Okay, hiding says, are we hiding because we are crying, or are we crying because we are hiding? Feeling fragile and emotional can also bring one of the most intense feelings, shame. Why do we need to hide our face? Everyone gets sad, everyone cries, everyone feels vulnerable. There needs to be no shame here. But I understand because I hide too. Sometimes you just don't want to see anyone or the world around you. Maybe it has all become too loud and too much. It's perfectly fine to hide away in yourself until things feel safe again. So I honestly feel like you're supposed to do the opposite of that here, because I feel like you're hiding because you're afraid of like rejection. You're afraid something might not happen. Like you don't want to be vulnerable. But because you're hiding, you're missing opportunities. Like there's signs being offered to you. There's people that are around you that want to help you. But because you're hiding, you're not seeing it and you're not taking those opportunities. So again, there's no shame in that. Everyone feels that. But again, think about, okay, what's the worst thing that will happen if I do this thing? And then what's the best thing that will happen if I do this thing? And is that worst thing worth the price of the best thing. And I would almost guarantee for a lot of you, it's going to be worth it. So let's take a look at No One Is Yours But You. It says, the feeling of needing to control and possess is part of what distances us from ourselves. We feel so much love for people in our lives, those who are always there for us and the ones more transient. This card wants you to stop putting your worth and weight into the relationships around you. No one is yours. They can't be because they belong to themselves. Give love when you can, but know that at the end of the day, you are the only one who is truly yours. You're responsible for you, just you, because really, that's all you have power to do. Being responsible for others might be a job or something you feel that you need to do, but you can only steer a person other than yourself so much. To fully recognize that this is about you is to help others do the same. To put the focus back on your growth and path can help you see yourself more clearly and to feel the reward of the labors you do for you. So again, I feel like whatever that you're asking about is about to really start you on a journey of like self-growth and development and like something that you're just really excited and passionate about, and this thing is going to bring you a lot of success. So if this is a relationship, like even if this specific thing doesn't work out, it's bringing you towards like the one, or it's bringing you into thinking about yourself and acting in a way that's going to attract the one. If you're asking about like a job, like this is definitely the path you're meant to follow. So whatever you're asking about, I would say definitely do not move on from it. Like this is meant for you and you're meant to do this. And also think about things, you know, like taking responsibility for you is going to be important here. So instead of thinking like, oh my god, I wish that they would contact me, I wish that this job would like do this, I wish blah blah blah, think about, okay, what can I do to make that happen? If I want to talk to them, like why don't I message them? And I know that that's scary, and I know that, you know, people don't want to do that, but I'll tell you a brief story. Maybe it'll make you feel better. Last fall, I used to like date this guy. This is such an embarrassing story. I used to date this guy when I was studying abroad in Paris, and when I came back to the US, we like kind of stopped talking. And then when I decided to move back to Paris after I graduated, so I moved back and I spent some time and I was like, should I contact him? Should I not? Should I contact him? Like, what if he's with someone else? Like, is that going to be embarrassing? And I kept waiting for him to contact me, but I was like, there's no way he even knows that I'm in the country. So like, I have to contact him. So I did contact him, and immediately after I contacted him, my phone got stolen and he never responded. And I was mortified. I was so embarrassed. But I'm actually so glad that I did that, because honestly, like, I was mortified, but nothing bad, like my phone got stolen, but like that got replaced, and it was like, you know what? It is what it is. And like, it was like the worst thing that could have happened. And now that it's happened, I feel so much less like anxiety around it. Like if I want to talk to someone now, I'm like, you know what? My phone got stolen that time, like bring it at me. What can happen now? So, you know, I feel like that's the same thing where whatever happens here, it's going to fuel your fire and make you more passionate and ambitious and like just teach you things that you need on your path to like get you where you want to go. But this is definitely something that you should pursue. This is definitely something that is meant for you. So that's what I'm seeing for those of you that chose pile 3. I hope that was interesting or provided clarity or insight. If it did resonate, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. It helps out my channel. Once again, thank you for watching and have a great day. Hi guys, if you chose pile 4 or the amethyst cluster with the Ethereal Visions Tarot, once again, thank you Lizeth for sending this deck. Then welcome, this reading is for you. Let's take a look at if you should hold on hope for this situation, this connection, or if it's time to move on to other things. I do quickly want to mention that I do offer private readings if you're interested. The link is in the description box below. We invite any ancestors, any spirit guides, any positive energies that want to communicate with us about everyone that chose pile 4 to please communicate in the most effective and concise way possible. I also want to mention that I will not be reading any cards reversed. I'm only taking cards upright for this reading, so any cards that come out I will be reading only upright. And again, we're asking, should pile 4 maintain hope for this connection, this situation, this dream, or is it time for pile 4 to move on to something else? Okay, you guys have the King of Cups. Let's see if it'll stay up. You guys have the 6 of Swords, should pile 4. Keep hoping for this situation, this relationship, or is it time to move on? We have the 5 of Wands. And let's get one more card. And we have the 8 of Swords. And the bottom of the deck here is the 9 of Cups. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is honestly the need to establish some boundaries. Regardless of what you're asking about, establishing some boundaries is going to be helpful for you here. The 6 of Swords card is all about moving on from something. You have the 5 of Wands. So the 5 of Wands is all about like conflict and dispute and disagreements and arguments and just like other people's stuff, like getting into stuff with other people. And the 6 of Swords is about moving on from something like that. And you have on this card, the 6 of Swords, this person is by themselves. Normally in the 6 of Swords, there's at least 3 people in the boat moving on together. And here you have someone all by themselves. You also have the 9 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, which represents like wish fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, self-fulfillment, and this person has their arms crossed. So I really feel like what it's kind of feeling like to me is that other people here have kind of made you feel bad about yourself in some way, or have told you, or interactions with other people in some way have made you feel limited and made you feel like you couldn't do something or that you weren't good enough. And it's time to kind of put up some boundaries and kind of distance yourself from those people in some way so that you can kind of move forward on your own. You have the King of Cups, and you also have the Empress underneath this card. And you have, wow, underneath this you have the 8 of Cups. You have the 10 of Pentacles here too, but we could do the whole deck, but I'll stop there. So what I'm really seeing here is that you guys have a lot of potential, and you're just not seeing it. With the 8 of Swords, this card is all about self-victimization, or just like not realizing that you have more power, you have more moves than you think that you do, and the person is blindfolded on this card and also in the traditional deck. And so what I'm really seeing is like, I just feel like this 5 of Wands, whatever it is, what it really feels like to me is like other people telling you who you should be, or telling you what you should want, telling you what you should expect, things like that, and like you believing it when it's not true. Like you have so much potential with the Empress, the 10 of Pentacles. Like what you want is definitely possible, but it's time to like walk away from something and kind of set some boundaries, set some time apart, and kind of focus on yourself for a while. And I feel like once you do that, you're going to see huge improvements in what you're asking about. So if you're asking about a relationship, it's time to kind of walk away for some time, detach, set some boundaries. And I feel like you'll realize, again, that you weren't seeing things 100% clearly before. And so now you'll come into that Empress energy, and either the other person is going to raise their vibration up to you and match that energy and be what you've been wanting, or you're going to attract someone new that's on that vibration. I feel like for you guys, whatever you're asking about is coming quite quickly. So if you're asking about a relationship, or if you're asking about a person, walking away from this person is either going to A, make this person wise up and change their ways, or B, it's going to bring in someone better for you soon. If you're asking about a job, walking away is either going to make them realize, okay, I need to pay them more, I need to give them more, whatever, or B, it's going to bring you a better opportunity, because whatever, like, wherever you are right now, it's lowering your vibration, and it's making you believe things about yourself that are just not true with the 8 of Swords. Like, you are the Empress. Look at how powerful and abundant and like and just like I don't even have words for all the things that she is, and compared to this 8 of Swords, who's also beautiful but can't see it because they're blindfolded and they feel trapped and stuck. So it's like you need to distance yourself from the situation, and once you do that, I think you're going to move on quite quickly and realize, wow, I really was not seeing everything that I could be. I wasn't seeing my full potential. And again, once you realize that full potential, once you realize that what you were thinking about yourself, what you were thinking about the situation wasn't true, either it's going to make the situation better with this specific person or this specific job, whatever you're asking about, or it's going to bring in someone, like I said, I feel like quite quickly, it's going to bring in someone that's on that vibration. Basically, what you guys need to focus on is raising your vibration. And the people that you're around right now are lowering your vibration. So kind of taking some time to detach and put up some boundaries is going to be helpful for you to raise your vibration, because once you've raised that vibration, you're attracting what it is that you want quite quickly. So I'm going to pull you some cards from the Angel Answers Oracle deck just to get some more information. Wow, you guys have big happy changes. Exactly what I said. I feel like once you guys move away from this situation, you're going to see big happy changes, either with a specific person or job, or with like a new better person or job. Then you have forgiveness. Let's get one more card. Wow, and you have perfect timing. So with the forgiveness, if there is like a person here, or like there is an argument, or if it's like a dispute, or I don't know, whatever this Five of Wands energy is, forgive that person, forgive that job, forgive whatever, and just be like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Not like no hard feelings, but I have to go my own way for the time being. Again, don't stay angry, don't stay hurt, don't stay in that place of like, I can't believe that, they did that and whatever. It's like you're leaving to raise your vibration. So you want to forgive and then kind of move on and accept that you have these big happy changes coming. And with the perfect timing, again, it's like this, it's going to happen so soon, you guys. Once you do this, it's going to happen like, once you raise that vibration, it's going to, like, whatever you, like, these big happy changes are going to come in at the perfect time, like, just right on time. It's going to feel crazy, just like how synchronized it all is. But what is really coming through is that you need to put up some boundaries for your own good so that you can raise your vibration, like I keep saying. And once you do that, these big happy changes are going to come in. But again, with the forgiveness, if someone hurt you, even if someone did really, really terrible things to you, forgive them. Like, don't hang on to that grudge, that whatever. I know that it can be counterintuitive, but I know from personal experience, as I've said many times on this channel, I am a Scorpio with an Aries moon and a Leo rising. So being passive aggressive and holding a grudge is basically my middle name, and I've held grudges for years, and I cannot tell you the damage that it's done to me. Did it hurt the other person? Maybe, but it hurt me so much more than it did the other person. When all I had, if I just had been the bigger person and been like, you know what, you hurt me, but I forgive you. Like, once I started doing that, the change in my life was drastic. So from personal experience, I can tell you, forgiving this person and moving on is going to raise your vibration. And once you do that, this is coming so soon. That's really what's coming through. So I'm going to pull you 2 cards from the Iris Oracle deck. I got this deck recently and I've been really liking it, but I haven't really used it in videos because I find it kind of hard to get messages from unless I use the guidebook. But I felt really called to use it in this video, so I was like, you know what, if I have to cheat and use the guidebook, then so be it. So I'm going to pull 2 cards for you, and then we'll take a look at the guidebook and see some final advice and insight for you. Okay, you guys, you have Mysterious Mother, which reminds me of the Empress, and you have the All-Knower. So I'm going to read you, like I said, the book for these bad boys. The Mysterious Mother says, the mother brings the guiding star through the darkness. She has the ability to move through the absence of light and carry her own light. When she appears, she is letting you know that you are safe and loved. Not only that, but you too can become her. She is self-sufficient. She doesn't need the sun to grow her love. She is a mountain, the light, the love. Calming pink waters revolve around her and into you, filling you with peace and calm. So what I'm seeing there is, again, with like the King of Cups and this card, I feel like you have like a guardian angel or someone that's like trying to guide you, something that's trying to lead you through this with the Six of Swords. So once you take that leap of faith and kind of detach yourself, to kind of distance yourself from the people that you're around right now, you're going to kind of, I feel like, just like get messages like angel numbers or dreams, things like that. Somebody's just going to kind of, you'll just have this feeling like, I need to do this, I should go in this direction. And again, someone's like watching out for you and sending you, like being your guiding light, basically, like your North Star. But again, love and light is huge here, so forgiving and kind of moving on, moving forward. So for you guys, moving forward is really going to bring you the thing that you've been hoping for. And then the All-Knower says, linked to the archetype of the High Priestess. I was thinking of the High Priestess. The All-Knower serves as the gateway from our world to the other world. It is all-seeing and all-understanding of life, death, and everything in between. It is neither good nor bad, loving nor unkind. It just is, and it is everything. So what I'm seeing there is that, again, for you guys, the most important thing for you guys is moving on. Whether this is going to bring you that specific person or that specific job or that specific dream is not to be known at this time. The High Priestess shows up when we're not meant to know something. If we're just kind of meant to be like, you know, for the time being, this is all the information that you get, and you just kind of have to trust. So what's coming through is that you're getting what you want. How it comes to you, in what form it comes to you, that's kind of remains to be seen. But once you detach, you kind of move on from this, you forgive, and you recognize your own worth, and you kind of raise that vibration. What you want is coming to you. That's like the clearest thing coming through. So establishing boundaries is going to bring you this thing that you've been hoping and wishing for. So that's what I'm seeing for those of you that chose pile number 4. I hope that was helpful or provided clarity or insight. If it did resonate, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe because it does help out my channel. Once again, thank you for watching and have a great day.